It's funny how we as people can relate to stories. There's something about them that scream out at us, that's you inside of them. That's certainly how I felt the first time I heard the tale of the water of life. It's as if I could insert myself into the shoes of the youngest prince, and this story could be mine. So that's what I've done. I've synchronized our stories to be just one, from our perspective. One story, one way, one truth, one life. Growing up, I was the youngest child. I only had one sibling, an older stepbrother. Whenever I was with my immediate family, I was the youngest. I was the baby. Things were almost completely out of my control. The life I was given, I was born into. I don't want to say that I had a bad childhood because there were plenty of moments of joy and pure love that I was able to experience. I had a lot of great moments growing up, and I'm incredibly thankful for them. However, things were never completely right. My family had an illness. This illness was much different than a physical illness. Rather, it was our moral imperfections and fallibilities. These shortcomings led my family to fall apart. My parents split when I was 2 years old. My dad remarried a woman who was also coming out of a divorce. My grandparents moved in with my mother and I, and and they lived with us. However, they've been aging, and their health was beginning to fail. So what was the solution to this problem? Many people have thought the answer is money and possessions, but deep down in the soul, we know it's something deeper and bigger than that. We know that we all need the water of life. So my stepbrother set out to get the water of life. He was determined. However, along the way, he failed to listen to advice and got lost. So then it was up to me. I was the last hope to salvage our family. But the truth is, I can't save my family. I'm just a simple guy trying to do the best I can. But I set out anyway, listening to advice along the way. Took my time and let people direct me. I didn't know how to do it or where I was going, but I set out. To be honest, after a while on the path, I was starting to think that money and possessions would be a better path. I'd been out for a while and was starting to believe that the water of life didn't exist. That was until one day, along the path, I heard a voice. It whispered a few things to me and started guiding me along the trail. For days I followed it, and one day the voice said, "Turn and believe." I wasn't sure what it was saying or whether it was the right step, but I decided to listen. I took a leap of faith and believed the voice. And as I was turning, I saw, right in front of me, the water of life. I immediately ran to it and filled my canteen with the water of life. I drank as much of it as I possibly could. Plain water is the essence of life. How much more, then, is the water of life? Water is the ultimate symbol of peace and justice. Water can be calm, gentle, and harmonic, but it can also be destructive, violent, and ferocious. It's been used for justice and judgment in stories like Noah's Ark, or for peace and love in futuristic utopian settings. I then heard a voice, as if the water itself was talking to me, saying, "I am the way and the truth and the life. Whoever believes in me shall never be thirsty." He then said, "Go and tell others." Because how then can they call on the one whom they have not believed in? How can they believe in the one whom they have not heard? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring the good news. So I immediately set out to tell my family and my friends about the incredible power of the water of life. Indeed, the water of life had already changed my life. The water of life fully quenched my thirst for the first time in my life. It was incredible. How could I not go and tell others? Indeed, my intentions were pure, to go and share the water of life with others, especially my family. However, roadblocks came up along the way. Hardships happened, and at times I thought possessing the water of life could be a curse. When I finally made it back home, people didn't understand what it was like to be fully satisfied in life and have life's thirst quenched. Friends, even family members didn't want to put up with it. More than that, they refused to believe the water of life could quench them. Then I realized that life comes from drinking the water of life. It wasn't just a good life that the water gave. Rather, it gave me life to the fullest. In light of that, I was able to endure the hardships and rejections with joy. Indeed, I counted everything, in comparison to the surpassing greatness of the water of life, as loss. I consider everything that I previously counted as gain to be garbage, that I may have the water of life, and I feel my desire to share the water of life with others. Many people have tried the water of life and shared about it, but greatly mishandled it. They didn't believe, and therefore they never experienced the life that it had to offer. They even mocked the great power of the water of life. However, those who have believed and have called on the water of life, they've been given the gift of eternal life, life lived to the fullest degree. And this is the point in which the story reaches the present. What happens in the future, I don't know. Do the loved ones who pushed me away so that to have me punished for not following their path? Do they forgive me? Do they turn and believe and live the life that only the water of life can provide? And this we must wait to see whether the stories and reality will continue to intersect. Deep down, I hope they don't intersect to where my stepbrother flees far away. I want him to enjoy the water of life along with the rest of my family.